This is a tutorial for the Machines Overview page. The Machines Overview page summarizes information about your team, including your team's record, win probabilities, and current roster projections. Under Team Standings, you will see how your team stacks up in season, either by total wins, total fantasy points, or victory points, depending on your league's regular season win criterion. Under Win Probabilities, you will see your team's probability to win the championship, make it to the playoffs, and to win your matchup this week. If your league has multi-header matchups, you will see your probability to win each of your matchups in this section. Also, if you are using the machine for dynasty teams and are in a dynasty league, you will see your team's probability to win the next year and the following year. The table on the right shows your team's roster, projected fantasy points this week, and remaining fantasy points for the rest of the season. If you are using the machine for dynasty teams and are in a dynasty or keeper league, you will also see projections for the player on your roster for the next 2 years. If you would like to view the same information for any other team in the league, simply click on any team you are interested in from within the team standing table. Some players have recent news. The roster and fantasy point table provides a colored news icon next to the player with recent news. The color of the icon indicates the age of the news, red being the most recent. Just click on an icon to open a news pop-up window. You can see what all the symbols mean by clicking on the legend at the top right. If you have a Sports Injury Predictor license, you will see a Sports Injury Predictor icon next to the players that are projected to have a higher than normal probability to be injured. Click on the icon to get detailed information about that player's risk of injury and injury history. If you have a Dynasty, Rookie Draft, and Team Builder license, you will see an icon next to players that have a rookie analysis from College Football Metrics. Just click on the icon to get detailed scouting report based on in-depth film study and Moneyball-style metrics. What you'll see is similar to the information College Football Metrics provides to actual NFL scouts. If you happen to like charts and graphs, you can dive into some of the details of the machine's calculations by clicking on an Inner Works icon. You can see each team's probability to win in pie chart form. You can see each team's playoff seed probabilities. By moving the mouse over a segment of the chart, you get more specific information about a team's probability to be a specific seed in the playoffs. You can also see each team's probability to score various ranges of fantasy points. The teams that have the highest curves on the right-hand side of this graph have the highest probability of winning their matchup. The machine uses player projections from some of the best experts in the industry. You can see an icon at the top of the page for each projection provider. Under each icon, you will see the time when the provider last updated their projections. If you click on one of the icons, it will open another tab in your browser to a page on the projection provider's website. Options on the menu bar depend on which license for the machine you purchased, what phase of the season you set, pre-draft, draft, or in-season, and what type of league you are in. You can navigate to Rate My Team under the Home pull-down menu to get the latest in-depth analysis of your team's strengths and weaknesses. Under the Projections pull-down menu, you can view detailed NFL player projections, lineup projections, in-season matchup and regular season result projections, and playoff projections. You can also review and adjust all settings from various available setup pages in the Setup pull-down menu. The first time you load an ASL product, you will be requested to confirm some information about your league in a pop-up. This information is important for ASL products to provide the most accurate recommendations. If you are not sure you set this information correctly the first time, you can navigate to the Setup page that allows you to confirm and adjust any of the required information. Here you see the same information as the previous pop-up. Whenever you log into an ASL product again, you might be requested to confirm what phase of the season your team is in. The machine loads differently depending on if your league is in pre-draft mode, draft mode, or in-season mode. In pre-draft mode and draft mode, you might notice your roster is filled with players such as QB1, QB2, RB1, etc. These are pseudo players and are created by averaging available free agents in your league to fill empty roster spots with your greatest needs. In pre-draft and draft mode, pseudo players are what make it possible for the machine to project your team's win probability before and during the draft. Next to the tutorial link you click to get here is a help link. The help link is useful for finding information out about the overview page. Below the help page information are links to FAQs. The last link, Still Have a Question, click here to submit a support request, opens a dialog box for you to find a support request. This is the best way to report an issue because ASL support gets all the information to load your account and see what you are seeing. This improves ASL's ability to understand and resolve an issue quickly. If you are unable to open this dialog box, please send an email to support@advancedsportslogic.com. You should receive a confirmation almost immediately. If you do not, please check your spam folder. If you still can't find a confirmation email, please send another email to support from a different email provider. If you are running an ASL product from ASL's website, you will see links above the overview page. To navigate to pages of ASL's website, click any of the links and a new tab will open so you can go back and forth between your session and ASL's website. For example, if your team is a Dynasty League, a Keeper League, or a regular redraft league, pre-draft and draft features will be different. If you have the machine for Dynasty teams, you should become familiar with how the machine treats Dynasty teams and Keeper teams differently by going to the support page and reading the FAQs for Dynasty and Keeper leagues. This concludes the tutorial of the machine's overview page.